It was just past midnight when I left the office, exhausted, hungry, and half asleep at the wheel. The streets were empty, wet with rain, and the city felt like it had been shut down for hours. That's when I saw it, glowing red and gold through the mist, a Burger King still open 24 hours. I pulled in, relieved at the thought of greasy comfort food. The parking lot was completely empty, only a few puddles shining under the buzzing streetlights. The neon sign flickered faintly, making the place look older than I remembered. Still, hunger won. Inside it was silent. Too silent. No chatter. No kitchen noise. Just the low hum of the soda machine and that heavy, stale smell of fryer oil. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting everything in this washed-out glow. At the counter, no one was there. I rang the little silver bell once. Ding. The sound echoed through the empty dining room. That's when I noticed the booths. Every table had trays, half-eaten burgers, fries scattered, drinks still half full, and yet, not a single person was there. It was like everyone had stood up and left at the exact same moment. My stomach twisted. Hello? My voice cracked against the silence. Finally, a man walked out of the kitchen. He wore a grease-stained uniform, visor tilted low. His smile was too wide and his eyes were hidden in shadow. "Welcome to Burger King," he said, flat, rehearsed. "What'll it be?" I swallowed, uneasy. Just a Whopper. Fries. Coke." He nodded without writing anything down and disappeared back into the kitchen. That's when I heard it. A sound. Shuffling. Slow, dragging. Then chewing. Wet, sloppy chewing. Not just one person, several. Feeding in the dark. The fryer hissed suddenly, making me jump. The kitchen door swung open for a second. And I swear, I saw silhouettes. Too many of them. Hunched over. Tearing at something with their hands. I backed away slowly, my heart pounding. That's when I noticed the mirrors along the wall. They reflected the dining area. But in the reflection, the booths weren't empty. They were full. Families, kids, dozens of them. All sitting in silence. All staring directly at me. I spun around. The booths were empty. But in the glass they were alive. And every single face was smiling. The clerk's voice broke the silence. "Your order's ready." I turned back. He was holding a tray. On it sat a Whopper. But the bun was soggy, the lettuce gray, and the meat crawling with something pale. Maggots writhed beneath the sesame seeds. I gagged, stumbling back. The man tilted his head, smile stretching impossibly wide. "Don't you want it fresh?" The lights flickered, and suddenly the mirrors shattered with a deafening crack. Shadows poured from them, figures with hollow faces, crawling out of the glass like smoke made solid. The clerk dropped the tray. His jaw unhinged, splitting wider and wider, a guttural growl rumbling from his chest. I ran for the door, but it wasn't there. Just an endless wall of mirrors filled with copies of me. Each one grinning, eyes black, pressing their palms against the glass, waiting. The closest reflection whispered in my own voice, "Have it your way." The lights went out, and when I woke up, I was sitting in one of the booths, a tray in front of me, a Whopper in my hands, and everyone else in the mirrors was already eating. It was raining when I drove past the empty streets, my stomach twisting with hunger. I spotted the 24-hour Burger King glowing through the mist. My mouth watered and I told myself, just a quick bite, nothing more. The parking lot was empty. The neon sign flickered, buzzing faintly, casting long shadows across the wet asphalt. I shrugged and parked. Inside, the place smelled wrong. Not like fries or burgers, but damp, moldy, and something I couldn't identify. The dining area was empty. Chairs overturned, trays abandoned. The soda machine hissed once like a warning. "Welcome to Burger King," a voice rasped from the speaker. Too low, too flat, broken. I froze. My hand hovered over the counter bell. Just a Whopper meal, please," I said, my voice trembling. Silence. Then the speaker clicked. "Please, wait." I glanced around. No one appeared. The kitchen door creaked. I stepped closer. That's when I saw the reflection. In the mirror behind the counter, dozens of people sat at the tables. Families, children, all staring straight at me. But when I turned around, the dining room was empty. A tray slid across the counter. My order. But the burger was wrong. The bun gray, the lettuce wilted, and something crawled beneath the sesame seeds. My stomach churned. I stepped back. My foot hit something wet. I looked down. The floor was covered with paper crowns. 1, 2 dozens leading into the kitchen. I wanted to leave, but the speaker whispered again. Your meal, your choice, forever. I ran for the door. The lights flickered. Every mirror reflected me, dozens of me smiling, eyes dark. And behind me I heard laughter. Children laughing. Dozens of them echoing through the empty restaurant. I never got out that night. The last thing I remember, a crown on my head and a tray in my hands, and the whispers, "Stay." It was raining hard when I pulled into the Burger King drive-thru, my stomach rumbling. Midnight shifts always left me starving, and nothing hit the spot like hot fries. The place looked deserted, no cars, no lights in the dining area, but the glowing menu board hummed, alive. "Welcome to Burger King," a voice rasped from the speaker. Too deep, too broken, like static warping into words. I hesitated, then ordered a Whopper meal. Silence followed. Then the voice replied, "Please, drive forward." At the window, no one was there. Just an open drawer hanging out, rain dripping inside. I leaned out, uneasy. That's when a pale hand slid the tray toward me. Thin fingers, too long, nails chipped and blackened. I looked up fast. The window glass was dark, reflective. But in it, I saw a figure standing on the other side, tall, gaunt, head cocked at an angle. Its mouth opened wider than it should, like a crack splitting its face. But when I looked directly through the window, there was nothing there. My food sat in the tray. The bag was wet, with grease staining the paper. The soda cup was half crushed, sticky with something darker than cola. I backed the car up, ready to leave, but the headset crackled again. "Don't forget your order," it whispered. The menu board behind me flickered. For a split second, instead of prices and combos, I saw static-filled faces, hollow-eyed, screaming silently, their mouths full of worms. When I looked back, the bag was open. And inside, instead of food, sat a dripping paper crown. And when I glanced into my rearview mirror, every seat in my car was filled with smiling strangers wearing the same crown. The headset whispered one last time, "Your way is ours."